Hi there. Sorry. As you can see, Sydney Klein, 6/13/24, and I am going to present my case connections. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just gonna get right into it. So this is the question of the 16-year-old female that was recently diagnosed with the deficiency of muscle glycogen phosphorylase. So, here we go. Hello. I know receiving a diagnosis like this can feel overwhelming, so I'm here to answer any and all questions that you have. Firstly, I'll explain the role of glycogen and glycogen phosphorylase in cells. Glycogen is made in our muscle cells so that we have a storage of glucose in our bodies so that we can have some extra in case of extreme energy usage. There's something called anaerobic exercise, which is a period where the need for oxygen is greater than one can provide in the moment. So you can only breathe so much oxygen in at a time. So this would be when you're using so much energy in your cells that you are not able to breathe enough oxygen in to compensate for that. So for short, high-intensity periods of exercise, muscle cells can break down glycogen into something called glucose 6-phosphate. This can help produce a little bit of ATP through glycolysis and keep the muscles working for a short period of time. And I'll explain to you how that they can do that. So we see here, this is kind of an overview of both anaerobic metabolism and aerobic metabolism. So this picture is going to just let us know what, normally when we're not in a period of extreme exercise, what our cells are doing to get energy. So we start off with glucose. Well, we make glucose from the carbohydrates that we eat. So we start off with glucose. It goes through something called glycolysis, and then goes into this, the citric acid cycle, which we can see right here in the orange. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but yes, and then to the electron transport chain where the majority of energy is made. As you can see, though, glycolysis, right up here, does produce ATP, which is energy. Not as much as what happens in the aerobic part, but, it can produce ATP. So that's really where we are going to focus when it comes to glycogenolysis, because it's all about using that small amount of ATP that we can generate without the necessary oxygen. So I'm just going to go, okay, so here we go. So, let me move that. So, this is a nice, kind of step-by-step overview of glycolysis. I just put that there. Let me move this. I just put that there so you could see kind of like the process. So, let's say we are switched to anaerobic exercise, and so now we're going to break down glycogen. So we have glycogen, which is the storage of the glucose that our bodies use for cases of extreme energy usage, and we turn it into glucose 1-phosphate and then eventually glucose 6-phosphate, and then as you can see right here, that is one of the preliminary substrates of glycolysis. So you can make that small amount of ATP right here and right here. So you're getting some ATP, definitely not as efficient use of per glucose molecule.